Genocide. The word itself carries the weight of unimaginable suffering. It speaks to the darkest impulses of humanity. Genocide is the systematic, planned destruction of a group of people. This destruction is not random. It targets people based on their ethnicity, religion, nationality, or race. The term genocide was coined in 1944 by Raphael Lemkin. Lemkin was a Polish Jewish lawyer. He witnessed the horrors of the Holocaust firsthand. He saw the need for a new word to describe this specific crime. He combined the Greek word genos, meaning race or group, with the Latin suffix -cide, meaning killing. Genocide is more than just mass murder. It is the intent to erase an entire group from existence. This erasure can take many forms. These forms include killing, but also forced displacement, cultural destruction, and preventing births. The United Nations formally defined genocide in 1948. This definition is enshrined in the Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide. The Convention states that genocide is a crime under international law. It obligates all countries to prevent and punish genocide. Genocide does not happen overnight. It unfolds in stages, each one building upon the last. Understanding these stages is crucial to recognizing the warning signs and preventing future atrocities. The first stage is identification and classification. This is where the groundwork for genocide is laid. Propaganda and hate speech are used to divide society into us and them. The target group is dehumanized and portrayed as a threat. The second stage is discrimination and segregation. Laws and policies are enacted to restrict the rights of the target group. They may be forced to live in certain areas, wear identifying symbols, or be barred from certain professions. The third stage is persecution and escalation. Violence against the target group becomes more widespread and systematic. Individuals are arrested, tortured, and killed. Property is destroyed, and cultural and religious sites are desecrated. The fourth stage is mass extermination. This is the culmination of the genocidal process, where the systematic killing of the target group is carried out on a massive scale. This stage often involves the use of concentration camps, death marches, and other methods of mass murder. The final stage is denial. The perpetrators attempt to cover up their crimes and deny that genocide took place. They may destroy evidence, intimidate witnesses, and blame the victims for their own suffering. Sadly, history is replete with examples of genocide. Each case is unique in its context, but all share the common thread of deliberate, systematic violence against a group of people. The Holocaust stands as a chilling reminder of the depths of human depravity. From 1933 to 1945, Nazi Germany, driven by a racist ideology, systematically murdered 6 million Jews. Roma people, homosexuals, disabled individuals, and political opponents were also targeted in this horrific genocide. The Armenian Genocide, beginning in 1915, saw the Ottoman Empire systematically kill an estimated 1.5 million Armenians. This genocide, marked by forced deportations, mass killings and starvation, remains a point of contention, with Turkey denying the scale and intent of the atrocities. The Rwandan genocide, which unfolded in 1994, stands as a stark example of the international community's failure to prevent genocide. Over the course of 100 days, Hutu extremists slaughtered an estimated 800,000 Tutsis and moderate Hutus, while the world stood by, largely inactive. The Bosnian genocide, occurring in the heart of Europe in the 1990s, shattered the illusion of a post-Cold War era free from such horrors. Serb forces, driven by ethnic cleansing campaigns, targeted Bosnian Muslims and Croats. The Srebrenica massacre in 1995, where over 8,000 Bosniak men and boys were systematically executed, remains a haunting reminder of the brutality of this genocide. These are just a few examples of the many genocides that have plagued human history. Each one serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and the ever-present potential for humanity to descend into barbarity. Section 4. Drawing the line: genocide versus other mass violence. While genocide is a form of mass violence, it is distinct from other forms, such as war crimes, crimes against humanity, and ethnic cleansing. Understanding these distinctions is critical for both legal accountability and for developing effective prevention strategies. Genocide is unique in its intent. The goal is not simply to defeat an enemy or control a population, but to eradicate an entire group of people based solely on their identity. This intent, known as in legal terms, is a defining element of genocide. War crimes, while horrific, are violations of the laws of war. They can occur during conflicts without the intent to destroy a group as such. Crimes against humanity encompass widespread or systematic attacks against civilians, but they might not necessarily target a specific group for annihilation. Ethnic cleansing, while often a component of genocide, aims to expel a group from a particular territory, not necessarily to eliminate it entirely. The difference lies in the ultimate goal: eradication versus expulsion. Recognizing these distinctions is not merely an academic exercise. It is crucial for ensuring that the perpetrators of these heinous crimes are held accountable under international law. It also helps to tailor responses and prevention mechanisms to the specific dynamics of each situation. Section 5. The world responds. International efforts to combat genocide. The horrors of the Holocaust spurred the international community to take action. The 1948 Genocide Convention was a landmark agreement, codifying genocide as a crime under international law. It also obligated signatory states to prevent and punish genocide. The convention established the International Court of Justice, or ICJ, and the International Criminal Court, or ICC, as key institutions for addressing genocide. The ICJ adjudicates disputes between states, including accusations of genocide, while the ICC investigates and prosecutes individuals for genocide, crimes against humanity, war crimes, and the crime of aggression. Beyond legal frameworks, various international organizations and NGOs work tirelessly to combat genocide. The United Nations Office on Genocide Prevention and the Responsibility to Protect, for example, focuses on early warning mechanisms, conflict prevention, and promoting the international community's responsibility to protect populations from genocide, war crimes, ethnic cleansing, and crimes against humanity. Despite these efforts, the international community's record on preventing and responding to genocide is far from perfect. The Rwandan genocide in particular stands as a stark reminder of the failures of international intervention. The world's inaction in the face of such horrors underscores the need for greater political will and more effective mechanisms for swift and decisive action. Section 6. The ongoing struggle, challenges in preventing genocide. While international laws and institutions provide a framework for addressing genocide, numerous challenges hinder efforts to prevent and respond to this crime. One major obstacle is the difficulty of proving intent. Genocide requires demonstrating that the perpetrators acted with the specific intent to destroy a group, in whole or in part. This can be challenging as direct evidence of intent is often scarce. Political considerations often complicate international action. States may be reluctant to intervene in another country's affairs, particularly if they have economic or strategic interests at stake. This can lead to delays, inaction, or watered-down responses. The lack of resources and capacity also poses a challenge. Early warning systems, conflict prevention mechanisms, and peacekeeping operations require significant funding and personnel. Without adequate resources, these efforts are often understaffed, underfunded, and ill-equipped to address complex crises effectively. Furthermore, the international community often faces a reactive rather than proactive approach. By the time genocide is recognized and action is taken, it is often too late for many victims. This highlights the need for greater emphasis on prevention, early warning, and addressing the root causes of conflict and mass atrocities. Section 7. A call to remembrance and action. Our shared responsibility. The fight against genocide is not just the responsibility of governments and international organizations. It is a shared responsibility that demands the attention and action of every individual. Remembering the victims of past genocides is paramount. Through education, commemoration, and honest dialogue, we honor their memory and ensure that their suffering is not forgotten. By learning from the past, we can work towards a future where such atrocities are never repeated. Raising awareness about genocide and its warning signs is crucial. By understanding the stages of genocide, the motivations behind it, and the factors that contribute to its occurrence, we can become more vigilant in identifying and challenging prejudice, discrimination, and hate speech. Supporting organizations working to prevent genocide and protect vulnerable populations is essential. By contributing to their efforts, advocating for policy changes, and holding our leaders accountable, we can help create a world where the lessons of the past are not forgotten and where all people are safe from the threat of genocide. The fight against genocide is a continuous struggle. It is a struggle that demands our unwavering commitment, our tireless efforts, and our unwavering belief in the inherent dignity and worth of every human being. Together, we can build a world where the horrors of genocide are relegated to the history books and where all people can live in peace and security.